What's up guys, Jay Tiesler here. Today we're going to talk about the 2018 Mustang GT. Now it's a pretty controversial redesign, and as you can see in the video here, it does have a different appearance. It has a little more shark-like appearance and pinched on the front end, and the headlights are a little different. But then again, a lot of the people didn't like the front end of the 2015 Mustang when they redesigned it because it looked like a Fusion, they said. So what they've done for the 2018 Mustang GT exhaust is, as you can hear in the sound clip that I'm about to play for you, if you listen for the pops and crackles, what they've done is they've taken the notes from the Focus RS, which has a lot of pops that they've added into the tuning. So it gets a little bit less gas mileage when you leave some fuel in the tune, when you let the engine brake or decelerate like that. As soon as you close the throttle and there's still fuel in the exhaust, it will ignite that and cause a pop. And that's kind of what's happening. So they've tuned that in. The 15 to 17s don't have that. And I just noticed that in the audio clip. So that's a cool feature. So they've got the active exhaust, and then they've tuned in some pops. It sounds good. So here's the Orange Fury color. Let's see if we can look at it in some different lighting because it looks different. And people were complaining about this pre-production kind of panel gaps here and stuff like that. This is a little bit lower than the current front end, this hood design. On the 2015 16s and 17s, you have a lot of lift right here, and it causes the hood to buckle up a little bit once you're going over probably 120 miles an hour, and it looks like the hood's going to fly off or something. You get this big panel gap in the hood. You can see it in some of the street racing videos. So I'm assuming what they did is that they tried to fix that, and along with the fact that they had to do a redesign to keep up with the Camaro, the competition, and everyone. So that's probably what's going on there. While they were there, they went ahead and fixed that. And also you have probably better visibility since they dropped the nose down a little tighter there. The more you look at it, the better it looks. It looks pretty good right there, but let's see if we can get some pictures. So there's the quad exhaust. I'm super excited about having an active exhaust on a Mustang. That's one of the things that I've always wanted. I think it's the coolest feature. I had a 1994 3000 GT VR4 that had active exhaust, but finally the Mustang's getting it. So thank goodness for that, and adjustable suspension, which also the VR4 had that. Even my 1987 Toyota Supra Turbo had adjustable suspension. But anyways, the technology is finally over into the American muscle / sports cars. So awesome, you know, that's awesome. So the Magna Ride should be as good as the everything else on the GT350, 350R. It's going to be a little bit softer than those cars, obviously, because this is just the GT. But you can, I was reading the Corvette forums that they make adjustable, they make basically a controller for the Magna Ride. So if you're the kind of person like me who would probably want a really soft ride in the city and then be able to stiffen it up if you want to go to the canyons or something like that, what you can do is buy a controller. It's about $1,200. It's expensive, but you can have a way more adjustability, so you can soften it up as soft as it'll go, and have a super comfortable luxury ride. So that's the Orange Fury Mustang. So let's see if we can't find some other stuff to talk about. Okay, so here are the key changes. The 2018 Mustang is getting rid of the V6, and then all models are getting revised shocks, increased stiffness, revised stabilizer bars, and it's said to be on par with the previous optional Performance Pack suspension. So I've got the 2015 Mustang GT Performance Pack, and what they're doing is making all the base models probably, I bet they're going to be better than Performance Pack, because basically on the Performance Pack it's pretty darn good, but it porpoises a little bit. Like the front end goes up and down if you hit bumps at a certain speed. So it's pretty sorted, but not perfect, and they can make it perfect. So it's going to be better for 2018, I guarantee it. So that's something to look forward to. I don't even think that you would need the Performance Pack if they just fix what was wrong with the 2015. So the MagnaRide adaptive dampers are going to be available on both the EcoBoost and the GT Performance Pack. That should be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. The 5-liter V8 and the EcoBoost will both get a power increase. So if you get an EcoBoost Mustang and the MagnaRide suspension and the 10-speed auto, that will be a cool car. That will be a cool little gas-sipping city car to get around in, and it should be way peppier, and it should feel solid. I mean, that should be, for the money, well, in the used market, it'll be really well. New, it might be pricey for all those options, but nonetheless. So the 2018 Mustang GT gets an updated 5-liter Coyote V8 with both port and direct fuel injection, which allows Ford to increase the V8's compression ratio from 11:1 to 12:1. So the new Mustang is going to have a direct injected and port injected 12:1 compression ratio 5-liter. How cool is that? Okay, the cool thing is the Performance Pack gets Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. That's going to help out a ton. So with the MagnaRide suspension and the 4S tires, it should be able to compete with the competition. The Mustang GT gets an optional active exhaust. Thank goodness, that's awesome. Okay, you're going to get a 12-inch all-digital instrument cluster with 3 modes: normal, sport, track. So a digital dash. You're getting a digital dash. EcoBoost features. So for the EcoBoost, you're going to have an overboost function, which adds more torque. That's always good. It's going to come with a different suspension, optional MagnaRide, and they're going to upgrade the 6-speed manual for more torque, which is cool. New 10-speed automatic. That'll be cool with a little 4-banger. Standard dual tip exhaust. Okay. All LED available for performance spoiler. Cool. Mustang GT new features, more powerful and revs higher. Okay, so they released the truck 5-liter engine numbers, and it only increased by, I can't remember, I think it was like 11 pound-feet of torque and 5 or 10 horsepower. It wasn't much. But the new Mustang engine revs higher, so nobody knows what the new 5-liter is gonna, how much horsepower it's gonna make. So what we're trying to figure out is how much it makes, and one of the ways you can do that is you can kind of graph the horsepower at RPM, and it increases as the RPMs increase. So if it's increasing the RPMs by 700 RPMs, you know, they've done some calculations, and it should be right around 455 horsepower is what that's kind of the general consensus, maybe more. It's not going to be a ton more, but hopefully what it does, it gives it a little bit more on top, up top, it can rev a little bit higher, and it gives you a significant more amount of torque down low. So if once you combine all those things, it should make for a much better driving experience. So it's going to have more torque down low, plus it's going to rev higher. So that's a big plus. Now, there's also rumors that they're taking some of the sound deadening materials out of the Mustang because too many people complained about it being too comfortable. So they're going to so there's rumors that they've taken some of the sound deadening material out of the Mustang because people have complained about the car being too subdued and quiet on the interior, which makes the car seem like it's not going as fast as it is because you don't hear the road noise and the engine noise. So what they're doing, supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not, is that they've removed 75 pounds of sound deadening and extra materials that keep it quiet in the cabin. So if they do that, the extra horsepower plus a little bit of weight removed plus the extra noise, it's going to feel a lot different than the current model. The GT Performance Pack with MagnaRide should be faster than the 2013. Well, already the GT Performance Pack without the MagnaRide is faster than the Mustang Boss 302. You can look that up. Available colors: Orange Fury, Royal Crimson, Kona Blue, Shadow Black, Triple Yellow, Magnetic Metallic, Lightning Blue, Race Red, Ruby Red Tint, Ignite Silver, Oxford White. Would you get an auto, a 10-speed auto? Is that interesting to you now? Is that kind of making you curious about an automatic transmission, huh? Because it's making me curious about an automatic transmission because Ford has never had, well, like 10 years ago when I had an automatic Mustang, I had like an 86 that was an automatic and I was spraying it. I was spraying like 100 shot on it and wiping people up off the streets, mopping them up with it. Not really. Well, maybe 1 or 2 people. I was in high school. I had the bottle in the back seat. I put it in a pillowcase so nobody could see it, and to turn it on I'd have to reach back with one hand and twist the knob on, and then to spray it I hooked the switch up to the horn, so I disabled the horn, so whenever you went wide open throttle you just pressed the horn if you wanted to spray it. More torque, more horsepower, higher revving, magnet suspension, 10-speed auto, plus a better 6-speed manual. I think it's a winner. So what are your thoughts on the 2018 Mustang GT? I think it's going to be a winner if you add up all the things that are a little bit different about it. I think that's gonna, the horsepower number is not going to be huge. It's not going to be 475 like everybody wants it to be. It's probably going to be like 455, but it's going to have more torque down low, more horsepower up top, and it's going to rev a lot higher. Plus you have Magneride, the auto 10-speed, the new manual. So that wraps up the 2018 Mustang GT. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm getting used to the front end styling. I really prefer the 15 since I have one, but it's warming up to me, and I think it's going to look good in certain colors and certain lighting once people start modifying them and lowering them and doing wheels and suspension and all this stuff. I think it's going to be a beast. Now, my personal preference is, since I've never had an auto in the past like 10 years, so I would like to get a Roush supercharged GT. So if you can put a Roush blower on the new car, get the 10-speed auto with the Magneride and the active exhaust. Oh, so how would you set yours up? What color would you get? How would you set yours up? Would you get the exhaust? What engine would you go with? Anyways, like and subscribe below. Thanks for the support, guys.